everyone. We are from group 11 and we are here to tell you about semantics, the meaning of language, part 3. And I hope you enjoy our explanation. Here we are. I'm with the other member, consist of Muhammad, Gilang, AKHDAN ADLI, CHINTYA, TUFFAHATI, and Muhammad SALMAN HAKIM HANAFI. So without any further ado, let's just go to the material.
Okay, so my name is Muhammad SALMAN HAKIM HANAFI, and I'm gonna talk about the types of meaning. So for the first is the social meaning. Social meaning communication depends on the social circumstances of language use. It refers to the usage of language in and by society, which has big proportions in determining the meaning that a certain speaker has to use and wants to convey. Those factors include social class of the speaker, hearer, and the degree of formality. Only part of the social meaning of a conversation is carried by words. Take saying hello or talking about the weather. Often such talk has little dictionary meaning. It is a way of being friendly or polite. And for the second is affective meaning. Well, social meaning communication depends on the social circumstances of language use. Affective meaning communications depends on the feeling and attitudes of the speaker or writer. It refers to the speaker's feeling or attitude towards the content or the ongoing context. It is important to remember that each individual will have a different affective meaning for a word. As such, only the person using a word will be aware of the particular affective meaning that they hold with the word. For example, we can discuss the word winter further. The word winter denotatively refers to a time period during which either the northern or the southern hemisphere is furthest away from the sun. Different use of stress and intonation also provides a striking contrast in the feelings and attitudes communicated through an utterance.
Hello, my name is Adli, and I will tell you about speech acts and discourse analysis. Speech acts in everyday conversation not primarily to the sentences we utter to one another, but to the speech acts that those utterances are used to perform requests, warnings, invitation, promises, apologies, prediction, and the like. Such acts are staples of communicative life, but only became a topic of sustained investigation, at least in the English-speaking world, in the middle of the 20th century. Since the time, speech act theory has become influential not only within philosophy, but also in linguistics, psychology, legal theory, artificial intelligence, literary theory, and feminist thought, among other social disciplines. Recognition of the significance of speech acts has eliminated the ability of language to do other things that describe reality. In the process, the boundaries among the philosophy of language is the philosophy of action, aesthetics, the philosophy of mind, political philosophy, and ethics have become less sharp. In addition, an appreciation of speech acts has helped lay bare a normative structure implicit in linguistic practice, including even that part of this practitioner corner with described reality. Much recent research aims at an accurate characterization of the normative structure underlying linguistic practice. The second is discourse analysis. Discourse analysis is a research method for studying written or spoken language in relation to its social context. It aims to understand how language is used in real-life situations. When you do discourse analysis, you might focus on: first is the purpose of the effects of different types of languages. Second is cultural rules and convention in communication. Third is how values, belief, and assumption are communicated. And the last is how languages use relates its social, political, and historical context. Discourse analysis is common qualitative research method in many humanities and social science disciplines, including linguistics, sociology, anthropology, psychology, and cultural studies. It is also called critical discourse analysis. Next.
Hello, I am Cynthia FADHILAH, and I will explain the next explanations. Greeting rituals. Speech acts that are carried out to support social activities between individuals using different language. There are the examples of greetings in several countries. The first is from English speakers. Hello, how are you? Fine. How about you? And the second is from Hebrew and Arabic speakers. Peace to you and to you peace. And the third is from Chinese speakers. Have you eaten yet? And each culture also has different physical greeting rituals. For example, is shaking hands, bowing to each other like Korean people do, hugging, patting the shoulder, smiling, and so on. However, not all cultures stop doing greetings until the greeting ritual is only. There are some who have to say greetings such as bonjour, good afternoon, or assalamualaikum. In Western approach culture, they greet with silence, but in English speakers culture, greeting each other silently is rude. The next is maxims of conversation. The maxims of conversation are the cultural expectations that require people when they are conversing. They are based on the cooperative principle, which assumes that each is trying in good faith to communicate and understand. There are the example of conversational maxims in English. Quality, say neither more nor less than is required. Quality, say only what you believe to be the truth. Relevance, say only what is appropriate for the topic. Manner, be brief, concise, and clear. When English speakers exchange greetings, the content of the greeting doesn't change, even if one of the speakers is sick or upset. Like, hi, how are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. Because the question, how are you, is one of the English speakers' ritual greetings. But what if a doctor, upon entering the examining room, says to you like this, good afternoon, how are you? In this case, the maxims of quality, relevance, and quality or telling the truth require that your answer involves a description of your physical condition. You should answer like, I have a fever, cough, and sore throat. And sometimes the answer to the question will implicate the answer but not state it directly. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is MUHAMAD ALFIANSYAH, and now I will talk about other maxims of conversation. Number one is quantity. Say neither more nor less than is required. Example, this is conversation between parent and adolescents. Where did you go? Out. What did you do? Nothing. In this humorous example, of course, the adolescents went out or the parent would have been able to observe what she was doing. And of course, the adolescents did more than nothing or she would not have gone out of the house to do it. The maxim of quantity requires that the adolescents respond, telling where she went to or to the mall, the movies, a friend's house. And what she did it can be broke some clothes, show a particular movie, socialize with friends, because an adolescent is old enough to know the maxims of conversation and knowingly violates them. We infer the response to have the active meaning, leave alone, don't pry into my private life. Number two is quality. Quality say only what you believe to be the truth. Example, this is conversation between you and classmate. What time is it? The classmate answered it is 9:05. In this exchange, the maximum of quality requires that you are being truthful in your ignorance of the time and your classmate is being truthful in giving reliable information. It is therefore a violation of the maximum of quality for you to reply. No, it's not. It's actually 9:07. Number three is relevance. Say only what is appropriate for the topic. The sample. Outdoors, a comment on the weather may be a conversation starter such as hot enough for you, but indoors a comment like, "Will, it's hot in here. I better keep my coat on." It can be interpreted according to the maxim of relevance as a request for air conditioning, heating, closing the door, opening a window, whatever would be relevant to the situation. And the last is manner. Be brief, concise, and clear. The culture of the classroom allows the teacher to ask theoretical question of the class, everyone understands that the teacher already knows the answer to these questions, that their purpose is to further the discussion. Therefore, the maxim of quality has not been violated. However, occasionally students violate the maxim of manner, or especially as it applies to brevity and clarity, by giving an overly long reply in order to show off to classmates and the teacher. The example, teacher is taught what is culture, and then the student answer is it's the learned behavior, customs, and values of a society that the people in the society use to deal with each other and with their environment. It's based on from one generation to the next by parents, family members, and teachers, etc. And now I will tell you about the cross-cultural maxims of conversation. The maxim of conversation are different in other cultures. The maxim of manner is particularly variable from one culture to another. The example is, in the Middle East, when food is over, the maxim of manner requires that the guest politely refuse the offer several times and the host repeat the offer several times before it is accepted. In Japan, the concept of enryo, meaning restraint or reserve, requires that the speaker practice a kind of verbal reticence in approaching a topic of conversation, especially when giving a negative answer. And in English, the maxim of manner in English requires that speakers not beat around the bush, but speak right out. Next.
Hello everyone, my name is RIFDA ANINDYA HIDAYATI and I'm here to help you to gather all the information that you already heard before. So I'm going to tell you about the summary of our materials today. Let's start with social meaning. Social meaning is the meaning of everything we say to social circumstances, and it has different meanings at some environment. Even as simple as hello has different meanings in each social community. Second is about affective meaning. It is when a person or people conveys their feelings, emotions, or attitude by their language. The third is speech acts. It is about the formative sentences which the speaker is using the force of language to perform an action, but not just conveying information. Number four, it's about discourse analysis. It is the process of discovering unwritten rules of discourse, or we can say communication event. Discourse analysis is when the conversation talk about something seriously and deeply. Number five is about greeting rituals. It is a speech acts that are carried out to build social activities between individuals using different language. Each culture also has different physical greeting rituals. Number six is maxims of conversation. It is cultural expectations that guide people when they are conversing, usually based on the cooperative principle, which assumes that each is trying their best to understand a communication. And the last is about cross-cultural maxim of conversation. It is everywhere we go, there will be some manners, and each manners from each environment or regions are different with another. A mixed manner in Japan might have different response in America. So we have to be careful wherever we go and what we want to do in another regions. We have to look at their manner and understand their manners. That's all from us. I hope you understand our material so far, and I hope you have a nice day. Thank you for watching till the end. Bye bye.